My name's Paul Ballard and I'm the Unit Commander for Marine Rescue Port Jackson. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a radio check and log on using the different radios that we have on board the rescue vessels. The first radio check is always performed on the VHF radio, which is the public network, using channel 16. Performing a radio check on the VHF radio, first select channel 16. I can do this via direct entry or using the jog wheel. Next, I'm going to adjust the volume and squelch. I'm going to adjust the volume to about halfway. Pressing the same volume button again will bring up the squelch. The squelch is used to eliminate background noise. I normally back the squelch down to a setting of 0 and then turn it up till I get rid of any background noise, and it looks like the setting of 1 has done the trick. Marine Rescue Sydney, this is Port Jackson 3-1, Port Jackson 3-1 on channel 16 for radio check. Over.
Port Jackson 3-1, Port Jackson 3-1, this is Marine Rescue Sydney. You are coming in loud and clear on VHF 16. Over.
Setting the radio up for dual watch channel 13 and 16. Use the jog wheel to select channel 13. Then press the DW button to select dual watch. If DW doesn't appear, use the 2 arrows to slide the menu along until you see DW. Once selected, you'll see dual 16 on the screen as well as the main channel 13. Next, we're going to do a radio check on the DCN radio, and we're going to do that on DCN channel 1. DCN radio, you can already see that the volume setting is turned up and it's currently on the scan mode. As soon as I start to transmit, however, it'll go to DCN 1 and transmit on DCN 1. On our own private channel, we only say everything once, so there's no need to repeat your call sign a number of times. Here's an example. Marine Rescue Sydney, here is Port Jackson 3-1 on DCN 1 for radio check. Over.
Marine Rescue Sydney, I hear you loud and clear.
Thank you, Marine Rescue Sydney, Port Jackson 3-1 out. The final radio check and log on is performed using the PSN network. We're going to do that on PSN GS Central, which is Greater Sydney Central Channel. Before transmitting on the PSN radio network, I set the volume to about halfway, and I do that with the volume knob on the far left. The other buttons that you will see, the blue button is a backlight illumination, the orange button is not programmed and has no function, and the arrows up and down are used to change different talk groups or different channels. Marine Rescue Port Jackson uses the Greater Sydney Central Channel, which it is already on, and I am now ready to transmit. You will also notice a LED will come on when you are transmitting. It will be red in colour. When the radio is receiving a frequency, it will be green in colour. And when the LED is off, the radio is in standby mode, ready for you to transmit or ready to receive a signal. Sydney, Port Jackson 3-1 for radio check and log on. Over.
Port Jackson 3-1, this is Marine Rescue Sydney. We're hearing you loud and clear on PSN Central. I understand you wish to log on. How many POB aboard, please?
Sydney, Port Jackson 3-1 has 5 POB. Our log-off time will be 2100 and we will be operating west of the Harbour Bridge. Port Jackson 3-1 out.
Thank you for that, Port Jackson 3-1, Sydney out.
A few points to remember before transmitting: always listen to the radio. If somebody else is already transmitting and you transmit over the top, the radio operator at the other end is just going to receive the muffled message, and you're going to have to repeat your message. If somebody is transmitting, wait until that transmission has completed and you've heard the word out. That means that conversation has closed and you can start your transmission. Next, hold the microphone up to your face and speak across the face of the microphone rather than directly into it. Holding your thumb against your chin will ensure that as you move left or right, your mouth is always the same distance from the microphone. This is important so that the radio operator gets a consistent volume level when you are transmitting, and your amplitude is not raising and lowering, making it hard for the radio operator to understand you. This is the PSN network handheld radio. On the side, you've got two grey buttons, and you've also got an orange button on the top, which aren't used by Marine Rescue. This knob here is my switch on and volume control. Right now I've got it rotated all the way, so it's at max volume. Up here I've got a channel selector, and channel 9 is the Greater Sydney Central channel, which is used by Marine Rescue Port Jackson. You can use these buttons here to select other channels. The easiest way to get back onto the correct channel is to rotate the knob away and back to channel 9. There I've got GS Central, which is Greater Sydney Central channel, and it's now ready to use. To use the radio, I've got a push to talk button on the side. I need to push, wait till I hear 3 beeps, pause, and then transmit. If you transmit as soon as you press the push to talk button, you will notice that your radio communications is cut off at the beginning, and the radio operator may ask you to repeat. Up the top here is a status LED. No LED means that it's in standby mode and ready to transmit. A red LED means that it is transmitting, so you are transmitting a signal, and a green LED means that it is receiving a message and you are unable to transmit.